To start, I want to asking you for the name of the band. First of all, how is the correct pronunciation? Tsjuder or Tsjuder?
Tsjuder.
And what does this name mean? Has some message, some kind of meaning? How was this name born?
Yeah, it was like a really brutal tribe living in the northern parts of Norway a long time ago, which are kind of famous for being unpleasant people.
Cool.
Yeah.
And the name of the members, what does it mean? I know that in your case, is it Drauglin? And in your partner case, it is Nag. These names are like demons or no?
No, Drauglin is a werewolf, and Nag, it means, I hope I'm not saying something wrong now, but I think it's like, I don't know the word in English, spite or something, but probably
Okay.
Nag is going to...
Yeah, it's good.
Exactly what the name means in English. It's a Norwegian word, I guess you can say. But it means like being angry at something.
And how was the composition and recording process of Helvegger? And how long did it last?
We spent a really long time on Helvegger. I think it's like 8 years or so since the release of Anteliv. And in the beginning, we tried to make music in the rehearsal room, as we did on Anteliv and several earlier albums. But it didn't work out so well this time, partly because we had some disagreements about the musical direction. So Anti-Christian wanted to play more like rock and roll, which I really respect because I also like rock and roll. But me and Nagi wanted a bit more black metal for Tsjuder, so it was kind of hard. And after I tried that for like, I don't know, a year or two, with not really much progress, I just started to compose some music myself at home. And most of Helvegger is actually just like that. So me composing the music at home. There's one exception, which is Fanskap and Død, which we have made together. But yeah, but of course, then we lots of feedback from Nagan also. I mean, then we work together with the drums and the vocals and everything. Yeah.
Cool. And regarding to the creative process, is always the same process for each album, or as time went by, your way of working changed?
Recording?
Yes.
Yeah.
The creative process.
This one was very different. So all our previous albums we have rehearsed in the rehearsal room together, and then we go. This is the old school way of doing it now. And then we go to the studio, and we have a couple of days which we can afford, and then we have to record everything, and we have to fix the sound and have a finished product in, say, a week or something like that. Helvegger was very different because most of the album has been, the guitars and basses have been recorded like gradually. So they have been recorded over like the last, I don't know, 6 or 7 years.
Wow.
So the oldest songs was recorded, I think, probably 7 years ago. And then so everything was recorded and finished on guitar and bass in 2020. And then John Rice did the drums. So we sent it to him. And the guitars were recorded to click, like metronome. And then he also played to the guitars and the metronome. And then we did the vocals in the end. So it's a very different process than these albums.
Perfect. And in your case, it's difficult to find enough inspiration to write a good lyric, or it's easy for you at this point?
I think it's hard. For me, it's hard. I think it's perhaps easier for Nog. I don't know. But I am more interested in the music than the lyrical part.
Okay.
I like to write lyrics and I'm interested in lyrics, but for me, like what I really burn for is like the music. But I think it's okay to write lyrics also, and I make music anyway. That's kind of what I do. But if I want to write a lyric, I have to really sit down and think I need to write a lyric.
But what kind of things inspire yourself when you compose your riffs or your musical aspect? The nature, maybe?
I don't know. Could be, but they're like coming from, I don't know. It's like
It's just
they're
something
just
organic.
there. They are just there. I'm not sure where they. I'm not sure. So you can be like, suddenly you have this flow, and then everything is easy, and the song comes, and then you stop, and you can't write anything for several months. But I'm not sure what. I'm not really sure what starts it.
Okay. And speaking about it, what does the cover and the title of this album represent? I mean, these two things are related or connected with the lyrics of the album?
So Helvegger is like old Norwegian. It's like the road to here, which is like the road to the realm of the dead. On the album, on the front cover, there is hell, and then as you open the gatefold, you kind of enter the realm of the dead. That's how the album is, the graphics of it. So it's very closely connected, except for the tribute part, which is completely different, the battle tribute. But yeah, it's like made around that concept.
Cool. Okay, now I have questions related with Latin America. The band is going to be performing at the Mexico Metal Fest this year, at the end of the year. So I want to ask you first, what expectations do you have of this show? And second, do you have in mind a complete Latin American tour?
So on the first one, I think that show will be good. I hope so. I'm also a bit excited because we will do. I'm quite sure it will work out, but John will do the drums, John Rice. We need at least one rehearsal before the gig. But he lives in the States and we live in Norway, and then we have to meet in Mexico and we have to find a rehearsal place if we want to make that one rehearsal. We will manage anyway, because he's really professional, so I'm quite sure it will work out anyway, but I will be it will be really nice with one rehearsal before, because I want to make a good gig in Mexico.
I will be there, man. I will travel to there. I'm from Argentina, Buenos Aires, but I'm going to take a plane to go there to see you.
Yeah, and I hope we will not disappoint. But we will really try to make that one, to make some rehearsal. But we did a gig with John in Atlanta, also, and he's like, I think it will work out anyway. I'm quite sure. So, yeah. So whether it will be more concerts, I really can't say at the moment.
I know it's difficult, because it's different here in Latin America. You can't go with a bus, from one city to another city. You have to take a plane from.
Yeah, I know. But we have done concerts before, but we'll just, it may very well be some more concerts related to that tour, but we'll just see.
Perfect. That's cool. And now I have maybe 2 or 3 questions, maybe a little bit controversial, but it's not the idea be controversial. If you want to skip it, we can skip these questions. But the first question is, I know sometimes the band talks about Satanism and anti-Christianism and so on. So I want to ask you, what place does Satanism occupy in your life nowadays? Do you consider yourself a follower of Satan or something like that, or no?
This is a bit different between the different band members of Tsjuder. So for me, I have never been like in a Christian environment. So I don't really give a fuck about that religion too much. It annoys me a bit, and but I don't have that, that deep hatred for Christianity as some other people do. So, for example, we have Diabolus Mort, who was a part of Tsjuder earlier, who also wrote the lyrics that were most like direct that way, like the Kill for Satan lyric, and several lyrics on that album. He had a different, he had been like close to Christianity and he really hated it. So so it's a bit different for him. But for me, it's not like,
I mean,
it doesn't mean that much to me.
Okay, like
yeah. But it depends on how we interpret Satanism, of course. If you mean like just opposition or so, then of course. But
so in the case of the other member, it's like a lifestyle maybe, and in your case, not. It's different.
At least, yeah, you can say, at least nowadays, yeah.
Okay, so you are not interested in what happened in the 90s with the born churches and whatever.
Excuse me?
No, because in the 90s in Norway, something.
Oh yeah, that was a different time, you know, it's 30
Yes.
years ago, and that was.
What do you think about it? Do you agree with that? You don't agree with that? What is your opinion about it?
I'm not sure. That was a very special time in black metal, and at that time, I really remember I enjoyed seeing those fires, you know. But that's in the 90s. It's yeah.
It was a different mindset, right?
Yeah, not that different, but all that, you know, the church burnings, they were really, the police was really hard on it. And so if you burn the church, first you had to go to prison, but then you actually had to pay for rebuilding that church.
Yeah.
So basically you were like fucked for the rest of your life, because you will never have any money, because all the money you earn goes to rebuilding that church, because they're expensive. So yeah, they really stumped down quite hard on that.
Did you know in person some of the guys from the from that
era? Churches? Yeah, I do.
Do you know Bark or I don't know?
No, but I know some. Yeah, I know some people that were convicted for church burnings. But yeah, and it's hard, you know.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand. Okay, now let's talk about more nice things.
Yeah, I think it was a nice thing, and it's don't misunderstand me. This was like this, the spirit of black metal was around that.
It's history. Yeah, it's history.
Yeah, and Tsjuder it's like a really important part of Tsjuder.
Would you like to collaborate with another artist, another black metal artist in your music? Like, I don't know, Nergal from Behemoth maybe, or Hisan from Emperor?
I don't know. It's for Tsjuder, it's like, but we do some collaborations. So, for example,
yes.
You know, on the Gods of Black Blood that was released, we have Sideman. He's on the video, and he also wrote part of the lyrics. And so, if it's natural and we feel that the person has something to contribute, then it's always great with other people. But this is not something we do for collaborating with other people. It's more like if it suits the song and they have something to contribute, and it's great.
Yeah, that has to do something organic, you know. So
yeah.
And what is your opinion about if you are interested in that? What is your opinion about the current scene of black metal? What is your opinion about the new bands of black metal? Do you listen to the new bands?
I don't really listen much to new bands. I should listen more to it. I think it's yeah, I'm getting old, you know. And I'm listening to the old stuff. So the last album that in black metal that I really listen much to is the Northern Chaos Gods from Immortal, which is not that new.
Yeah,
but I like that
really
much
cool
better.
album, man. Yeah,
it's really good. And Contribution Marduk. No, that's not the new one. Frontschwein is also nice. But now we're getting a bit. These are several years old, you know. But yeah, I don't listen that much to the newer music now.
It's cool. It's cool. Now, okay, we are reaching to the end. So now tell me about the video released until now. Gods of Black Blood. It's a really nice video. How was the video for this song made? All the shooting was in Norway?
Yeah, it was close to where Nog lives. So yeah, just 2 hours away from his home. So yeah, it was quite cool. So we did. There were 2 guys, or one woman and one man from Seasons of Mist that came, and we just took them into the mountains, and they had their cameras, and yeah, we just filmed. We had some locations picked out that we wanted to do, and also, of course, we wanted that cross, you know.
Where was that location? Is in the north of Norway or in another place of Norway?
No, it's in the southern parts of Norway, but it's in the mountains. Not like the most extreme Norwegian mountains, but
Really
in
nice.
the mountains, yeah. Yeah. So.
And how you feel working with Season of Mist?
I'm really happy with that. Yeah, I think it's, for example, those guys with the video, they were kind of, they were not really dressed for like Norwegian mountains. I don't think they expected to walk out in like a meter of snow and stuff like that. But yeah, they did it. Yeah, it's good.
Cool.
It's nice now. Yeah.
Cool, man. Cool. We're to the end, man. So thanks again for your time, and I hope to see you soon here in Argentina. Really. Yeah. Okay. I wish you a lot of success. I wish you the best.
Yeah. Thanks.
Goodbye.
Bye.